Hello everybody, how's it going? Our lesson today it's about variables. And the lesson of today, it's really important. I want you to listen to the lesson carefully and bring your snack, coffee or tea, and let's go to see what is variable together. All right, data type in C++. Different types of variables defined with different data types keywords. To know the variables and the kind of variables and the difference of variables very well, you should to know the data type first. All right. For example, if I want to create or declaring a variable store or hold, store inside it or hold data from kind integer, just numbers, so I will use integer data type. If I want my variable store or hold strings, I will use string data type. So let's get back to our topic. We have a three data type. First one, it's a primitives, fundamentals. You can call it primitives, they called it. And the second one, it's a drive data type. And the third one, it's user defined. All right, we will start with fundamentals, the primitives. Under the fundamentals, we have something called integral type. Integral type under it integer, that it hold number 712. And also char data type that it's hold a character, one character, not string, just one character, one letter. You will tell me why char that it's stored inside it or hold character, it's letters, why it's under the integer type, under the numbers. I told you because according to ASCII table and a Unicode table, that they can be represent letter A, for example, capital letter, represented as 65, and they can be printed for you on the black screen or console screen. It depends about the context that you use it in your code. So the compiler will print for you A capital letter or number 65. It depends about your context, and we already take it before. So char, it's also under integral type. All right. Now we have floating type. Float, we take it already before, like 3.14 for the byte, and here now 14.51, like number with functions. Float, if I want my variable hold number with functions, I will use float data type. All right. And I have double. Double, it's like the float, the keyword double. It's also hold number with functions, but then functions number are more big, and they actually or they usually use it in banks and big numbers or more precise numbers. We will use them all. We'll practice on them all. Just now I'll give you a clue about the data type and the keywords of the data type. So as we said, double, it's hold also number with functions, but big ones. And we have Boolean type. Boolean just hold true or false, 0 or 1. Boolean, pool, the keyword pool, it just hold true or false, 0 or 1. And we have string, it's hold text. String, it's hold text, as we say, but you will use with it double quotation. The char, you use with it single quotation. If you want to print on a console screen, the black screen, letter or character, you will use single quotation. All right. But if you want to print text, you will use double quotation. I already take it before, we were using the double quotation. So if you want to print text, you will use double quotation. And we have void type. Void, it's empty, it doesn't hold anything. We will know what is void in the future lessons, and we'll practice on it, and you will know what exactly void in the future lessons. We have also a white character, wchar underscore t. You should ask me question, what is the difference between wchar underscore t and the normal char up there? The difference between them, as we said, that the char, it just handle or print for you on the screen English language, the alphabet of English language with its special characters, because char, it's related or belong to ASCII table. ASCII table just handle English language with its special character. But if I want my variable store Chinese letter, Arabic letter, French letter, I will use this keyword white character underscore t, because it's Unicode table, and we said the Unicode table, it's handle all the languages around the world with their special characters. All right. And second data types, we have drive data types that contains from function, array, reference. Don't think about them at all now. They have their specific lessons and features. We'll take them in the future lessons in this course and even in future courses. So don't think about the drive data type at all. And we have number 3, user defined. User defines like class, structure, union, enum, and type def. Also don't think about them now, they have their specific lessons. All right, let us take declaring variables, how to create variable. All right, to create a variable, specify the type and assign it a value. Exactly, if you want to create a variable, you should to specify the type, what kind of data type you will use. As we said, if I want my variable hold number, so the data type will be integer. If I want my variable hold string, so my data type will be string. If I want my variable hold or store inside it 0 or 1, so the data type will be boolean. All right, let's take the syntax. Type, as we said, the data type. Variable name, you should give the variable a perfect name, a meaningful name, and also I will show you how to name the variables professionally, and also it has rules to name the variables. All right, and after that, equal value semicolon, value that it will be assigned to the variable name. So let us have an example. Create a variable called my age. Perfect, they want the variable name be my age of the type integer. All right, the data type they wanted integer, which means the variable for sure it will hold number, and assign it the value 45. Good, the number is 45 without function, because data type integer, it's hold a whole number, it's not float or double. Float or double also hold number but with functions, but integer is just hold number without functions. All right, so when they give us this example, create a variable called my age, which means the variable name, as we said, it will be my age, and a type integer, which means the number, it will be whole number like this. Assign it the value 45. So let's see how it will be. Integer my age, we name the variable my age equal 45. We assign the variable that called my age 45, value 45, and after that we print it. See out object less than my age. The compiler, it will print for me on the console screen 45. Why the compiler will print for us on plug screen or console screen 45, not my age? Because we store the value 45 inside a variable that called my age. So when we called, or when we print my age variable, when we put it after the cout object, character output or console output, when we say to the compiler console output my age variable, that called my age variable, the compiler will print 45 because inside this variable stored 45, the value 45. All right, you can also declare a variable without assigning the value and assign the value later. Exactly, no need to write integer my age equal 45. You can write integer my age semicolon, you close the line of the code and go down one line, and after that write my age equal 45 semicolon. Like you can assign the variable, or you can assign the variable its value, or you can assign the variable a value in next line of code like this. Integer age semicolon my age equal 45. The first one, integer my age semicolon, we close the line of the code. And in the second line of code, my age equal 45, now we assign the variable 45, and after that you print it, will give us the same result like the upper one. And we have here a note: if you assign a new value to an existing variable, it will override the previous value. Exactly, if I write after cout object less than my age, if I assign the variable that it's called my age, if I assign it new value, for example 25, the compiler, it will go to the memory location. First it will print for me here, because I told them console output my age. First the compiler will print for me the first value 45, and after that, because I assigned it new value, the compiler will go to the memory location, which is the address that we take it in previous course. It will erase the 45, will replace it with 25, the new value, and after that it will print it for you on the console screen like this: integer my age equal 45. My age variable, now it has value 45. So when I do print for it, console output my age, it will print 45. The compiler will print for us 45. But if I assign after that the variable that is called my age new value 25, now my age is 25. Why? Because compiler go to the memory location, to the address, delete 45, replace it with 25 new value, and after that, if you do cout console output less than my age less than end line semicolon, the compiler, it will print 25 for you, the new value. All right. So if you assign a new value to an existing variable, it will override the previous value. All right, put it in your brain. And we have something called display variables. The cout object is used together with the less than operator to display variables, to combine both text and variable, separate them with insertion operator. Exactly. If I want to print on a console screen text and combine it also with a variable value, I should to separate them, the text and the variable name, with less than. How? Let us take an example like this. Integer my age equal 44 semicolon. This line of code, the variable has the value, it's 44, and I want now to print it like this. Cout less than double quotation my string, and I will close it with double quotation. Between these two double quotation, I have my string, which is I am. So double quotation, I am, double quotation, less than my age. Not directly to use my age. You should to separate the string between these double quotations. You should to separate the variable and the string or the text with less than, like here. Double quotation, I am, double quotation, less than, and after that I will use my age variable that it's inside it store 44, the value 44, and less than another string or another text, double quotation years old dot double quotation semicolon. So the output, it will be I am 44 years old. From where it's come 44? While here I'm not write 44, because the variable that is called my age store inside it 44 value. And now let's go and practice what we talk. All right, this is our IDE. Let's write the code that we have example about it in the previous slides. The example, it was about the data type, create data type from integer and name it my age, give it value 44. All right, and after that, let's print it. Cout less than my age, the name of the variable, equal less than end line. Let's do look. Here we have a syntax error. Identifier cout is undefined, which means the compiler doesn't know something called cout with the C capital letter or uppercase. A compiler knows cout with small letter. Cout object, compiler know it as a small letter, lowercase, all of it lowercase. Cout less than my age, the name of the variable, and less than in line. Let us see if the compiler is going to print this code without any syntax error as we take it in the previous slides. Perfect. The compiler print for me 44, not my age. Why compiler not print my age? Because compiler not print a variable's names. Compiler print the value what it's stored inside the variables. All right, so what it was stored inside the variable, it was the value 44. So perfect, print for me 44. And after that, we said we can assign the value in next line or second line, like here, integer my age semicolon. We close the line of code and we go a new line, my age equal 44. Here in the second line of code, I assign value to the variable, right? And after that, we will print it. Cout less than my age. Perfect. It's print for me the same result of the previous code. So both of them work. You can write it in same line of code or in two lines of code. And after that, we said we can assign a new value for this existing variable. Let's see what's going to happen. After we write here integer my age, we give my age variable, the variable that's called my age, we give it 44 value, and after that you print it. Now we will also write my age. We will use the same existing variable and we will assign for it 25. And after that we will print it. Cout less than my age, less than double quotation slash n semicolon. And now the compiler should to give me, or should to print on screen 45 and 25. Perfect. Compiler print for me first the first value that's stored in the variable 44, and after that the compiler print for me the second or the new value that we assign it to the same existing variable 25. How does this work? This work because the compiler first print the first value that we assign it to the variable, and after that the compiler check the code the compiler see that we assign new value to the existing variable, so take it and print it for us. How that's work? Compiler go to the memory location, to the address that we take it in the previous course. In the memory cell, it's go to the memory cell and memory location and erase 44, replace it with 25, the new value that we assigned to the same existing variable, and after that print it for us if you want to print it. So that's how it's work with the compilers. And we said also that we can combine text and variable. Let us see. We have here integer my age equal 44, cout less than, double quotation, I am, this is string, less than, my age, I will separate the text, the string, the text, and the variable with less than, all right? The age, and after that, less than, another text, double quotation, is old dot, less than, end line. So we will see if the compiler going to print for us this code combined between text and variable. Perfect. I am 44 years old. I am, it was text. 44, it's come from my age, the variable that actually it's stored inside it, the value 44, and years old, it's also another text, and we separate two text and variable with less than. After that we print it. So it's perfect and it's work. And now let's get back to our slides and let's take the another types of data type. All right, now we have other types of variables. We just take integer, that its variable hold or store just inside it numbers, whole number. And there is another data types. We take them in the beginning of the lesson. So let's go and see the other types. Demonstration of other data types. This is the integer. We really take example and we code about it a little bit now. Integer, my number equal 52, which means 52 value it will be stored inside my number variable. So integer whole number without decimals, like without fractions. Float, my float number equal 7.84. We have also data type called float, as we take it in the beginning of this video. And my float number variable, it will be stored inside it 7.84. So float point number with decimals. My float number variable, it will store inside it a number with fractions or decimals. Double is same like the float. We have data type called double. It's same like the float, but it will store inside it a number with fractions, but with big fractions. As we said before, they usually use it in banks and big precise numbers, all right? So large floating point number with decimals. Char, my char letter equal m. Char data type, it will store inside its variable just a character, one character. And don't forget that if you want the compiler print for us on the console screen or that black screen a character, we should use single quote, single quotation, all right? Single quote, not double quotation. Double quotation here with the string. We use string data type, my text, we name the variable my text, equal double quotation sum, double quotation semicolon. And I want to tell you something here, that the string, it's contained from many characters. The string, it's about arrays of characters. For example, here my name Sam, S, it's a character, letter, it's character, A, it's character, M, it's character. So three characters together create for us a string, which is Sam, my name. So the string, it's arrays of characters, all right? And we have here data type bool. I name it Napoleon, the variable it's Napoleon, and equal true. So Napoleon variable, it will store inside it true or false, or 0 or 1. It will be printed on console screen 0 or 1. If I write true, the compiler will print for me on console screen 1. If I write it false, the compiler will print for me on the console screen 0. So why am Napoleon going to store just 0 or 1 or true or false? Because the data type it's bool, and bool data type just hold 0 or 1, true or false. And now let's go to code and practice about what we talk now. All right, this is our code on IDE Visual Studio. As we said here, integer my number equal 44, float my float number equal 21.22, number with fractions, with decimals. double my double number 50.2346. It's also like float, but it takes more functions and more big numbers. Char take character, string text, boolean take a 0 or 1. Look here in boolean, when I write just true, the compiler will print for me on a black screen or console screen 1. If I change it to false, the compiler will print for me on console screen 0. You can try by yourself. And after that, if I want to print them all these results together, I will write cout object console output less than my number, the first variable name. The first variable name stored what? Stored 44. And after that, the same in the second line of code. Cout console out less than my float number, the variable name that is called or under name my float number. What is stored? Is stored 21.22. And same here in double, and same here in the letter, and same here in text and boolean. Let's do run to this small program. Let's see the results. Perfect. The first result is 44 because we called the variable of 44 that is stored inside 44, which is integer. The second result is 21.22. The third result 50.2346. And the char s character is print for us s, and the text sum, and the boolean it's 1 because I write it true. For example, if I change it to false, false, all of it lowercase, guys, right? All of it lowercase, and do run. Look, it's print for me 0 instead 1 because I changed the value of the boolean from true to false. So now, for example, if I want to change the my float number to susu, look, the compiler here give me syntax error identifier, and my float is identified because I changed the variable name here next to the data type of float, data type float. I change its variable instead my float number and make it susu. So if I want to print it, I have to change also the variable down susu. Look, compiler by itself give you the name of the new variable, and now I can print it as a susu. You can name it cuckoo, susu, fufu, whatever you want. Give me the same results even after I change the name of the variable, because the variable name I can change it, it's okay, but the value stay the same because the value is stored inside the variable name, but it could be changeable. And of course, I will teach you how to name the variables professionally, as I said, in the end of this lesson and the future lessons. Now let's get back to our slides. And now we have declare many variables. We have declare many variables to add a variable to another variable. You can use the plus operator. What is this declare many variables to each other? Which means if you have two values belong to two different variables and you want to sum these two values together from different variables, you can use plus operator. Let's take an example. Integer x equal 4. Variable x, it has or stored inside it value number 4. An integer y, it's assigned to it value number 10. And after that, we create a new variable, integer sum, it's new variable sum, equal x plus y. We sum two values together of two different variables, and we put the results of these two different values inside some variable. And after that, cout less than sum, we're just going to print the sum variable. It will give us the output. It will be 14. Why 14? Because 10 plus 4 it's 14. And also you can write it next to each other, no need under each other like this, next to each other if they were from the same data type. If all the variables hold just integers, you can write them next to each other without write integer all the time. For example, integer x equal 4 comma y equal 10 comma, and after that sum equal x plus y. Also it's work, and it will give us, after we write cout object less than sum semicolon, it will give us the same results, output 14. And we can directly do the operation of the plus operator without creating some variables like here in above. We can just say or write integer x equal 4, integer y equal 10, and cout less than x plus y directly. No need to create or declaring new variable called sum. Directly you can see with the line of cout, you can write with the line of cout x plus y, it will give you also the same results, 14. And also you can create more than one variable if all of them going to have the same data type. No need just to have two variables from integer data type. You can have 3, 4 like here. integer x equal 4, y equal 10, z equal 50. You can have another variable from the same data type, integer, and you give it a value. It's okay. As much as you can put it in the same line while they are from the same data type, right? And after that, you print them here. C out x plus y plus z, it will give us 64 because 50 plus 10 plus 4 is 64. And now let us have also another example that these things, it's not just work with numbers and integers. No, it's work with string, with character, with anything. Look here, we have also another data type, char. Char1 equal character A, char2 equal character B, char3, we assign for it the value character C. And after that, C out less than character A, character 2, character 3, separate the variables names with less than please. And after that, we combine it with text also, string, double quotation, reverse characters, which means we want it to be printed opposite. And less than, I will start with the last variable. Char3, less than char2, less than char1, less than slash n to have new line and semicolon. And now let's go to practice on this to know if it will work or not. All right, now let's see the code that we take in slides. We have here integer x equal 4, integer y equal 10, integer sum. We create new variable and we do this expression x plus y. We put the result inside some variable. And after that, we said C out less than sum less than in line. Let us do run and see this program. It should give us 14. Perfect. Why give us 14? Because compiler go take the value of variable x, put it here in the x, and go to bring the value of variable y, put it here, and after that do this operation or expression x plus y, put it inside the sum variable, and when we print the sum already stored inside it, the sum variable when we print it or when we called it, the sum already stored inside it, 10 plus 4, which is 14. All right, so also we can write the code like this: integer x equal 4 comma y equal 10 comma and sum equal x plus y, and after that we'll call the sum. It should to print for us the same results because 10 plus 4 is 14. Perfect. Why it's work? Because x and y variables and sum, all of them from the same kind of data type, all of them integers, so we can write them next to each other. All right, and the result is same because 10 plus 4 is 14. And we said also no need to declare new variable like sum. We could directly print it. We do the expression directly with cout object like this: integer x equal 4 comma y equal 10, and cout x plus y. We do the expression, we do it with the cout object, and it should to give me also the same results, 14. Let's see if it will work or not. Perfect, it's work because it's from the same data type. There's no problem with the compiler. Let us do comment for it. And also we could write more than one variable if they have the same value of the data type. For example, here integer x equal 4, integer y equal 10, comma, z equal 50, and I can also add comma, a equal for example 6. Also the compiler will take, and after that here down, cout x plus y plus plus z plus a. Let's see the result. It should to be 60. We do directly the expression with cout object, 10 plus 440 and 50, 64 and 6, yeah, 70. The compiler take it without any syntax error. So now what is the difference between first one and the second one? For example, this one, integer x equal 4, integer y equal 10, and integer sum equal x plus y. Why I will need to use this expression, and when I will need to use this expression to write them next to each other. If I will use the results many times, so I will need to write it like this. I need to give the variable its data type, like integer y equal 10, integer x equal 4. This expression, I will need it if I will need to use this result in different or many times in my program. If I want to print it directly, like I will not use it many times or even one time in my program, I will just want to print it directly, print the result directly, I will use it next to each other. No need to write integer all the time. I will just say integer x equal 4, y equal 10, z equal 50, a equal 6. And after that, I will print them directly because I will not use them in my program later on. Plus these things also the expression that you write them next to each other. It's not just work with integer, it's work also with another data types. For example, here we have char1 equal a, character a, char2 equal character b, char3 equal character c. And don't you forget to use single quotation, single quote with the character, all right? And here see out character 1, character 2, character 3, it will print for me a, b, c. And after that, I combine it with text, which is reversed characters, and I start with variable character 3, character 2, character 1 to print it opposite. So let us see what the compiler is going to do. Perfect. First thing, A, B, C, because we called in the beginning, or we print in the beginning, we tell the compiler print first character A, character P, 2, character 3. And after that, we write this sentence or text reverse characters and C, B, A, because we reverse the variables of the characters. So it's not just work with integers. Now let's get back to our slides, because we have naming variables. Now we have naming variables. Exactly, we should to name our variables correctly. We give them descriptive names. Let's go and see how we can do this. Identifiers, first let me remember you that the type it's integer, like data type, string, bool, float, double. This we call it type, all right? And my age, the variable name, we call it identifier. So later on in your future, when you heard from another developer, identifier, you should to know is same like variable name. It's variable name. Identifier, it's variable name, all right? And literal is the value, and the values, as we said before, all the values are literals, and constants value is value, literal is literal. We never change them, we couldn't change them, and they have no names too. All C++ variables must be identified with unique names. The identifier is the name of the variable, as I said now. These unique names are called identifiers, right? Identifiers can be short names like X and Y, or more descriptive names like age, sum, total sales, definitely. If your value going to represent age of somebody or a student or anybody, it's better to name your variable age. If your value or the number that you will use it in some addition operations or subtract or something like this, it's better to name it sum. If this number of the value that you will use it in your program, it's represent total sales, it's better to name the variable total sales. We have note here, it's recommended to use descriptive names, as I said now, to create understandable and maintainable code. For example, here, let us use descriptive names. Integer minutes per hour equal 60. The hour, it's always 60 minutes, it will never change. So it's better to name the variable minutes per hour. You told me this variable name, it's big. I told you it's okay, even if it's whole sentence. Make the variable always be meaningful, right? And it's better you make it a capital letter or uppercase, like here, minutes, the M, it's uppercase, capital letter, and the rest is a small letter. Per, the P also capital letter, the hour, the H also capital letter. It's better to use it and write it like this. The second one, integer M equals 60, it's work. Compiler to not give you any syntax error, but not so easy to understand what M actually is. It's better to name the variable descriptive name, because even you, after 1 month, 2 months, when you get back to your program, not just for the another developers to read it and understand what this number 60 represent what exactly in the program, hours or age or minutes. So even for you, when you get back, you will understand this code or this line of code or this number or this value. For example, here 60 was represent what exactly, like here was represent minutes, all right? And now we have rules to name variables. You cannot name the variable as you want. Yeah, I can name it cuckoo, susu, fufu, but there is also rules to name these names that I give it to you right now, cuckoo, susu, fufu. Let's see the rules of the variables. The general rules for naming variables are: name can be contain letters, digits, and underscores. You can have these three things in your variable names. Names must begin with letter or underscore. You cannot start your variable with number or special character or white space. You should to start your variable with two things, letter, underscore. Remember them, they are easy. just letter. Start your variable name with letter or underscore. All right. Names are case sensitive. My var and my var are different variables. Exactly. You read it my var, and also this you can read it my var. They are both my var, but they are case sensitive because the v here it's capital letter uppercase, and the v here is small letter lowercase, and the compiler take them as a different variables. And you'll see now we'll go to code, we'll practice on these things. Just let me complete the general rules of naming variables. Names cannot contain white spaces or special characters like hashtag, percentage, sign dollar, these things. You cannot start with special characters or white space. All right. Reserved word like C++ keywords such as integer cannot be used as names. You cannot use reserved word that like data type names, for example, integer, float, double, boolean. You cannot use it as a variable names, as your variable names. This is a reserved word by the programming language itself, so you cannot use them. And this is the table for some reserved word in C++ programming language. We take integer, float, double, char, void, boolean, string, and the rest you'll take them with the future courses and future lessons. All right. And now let's go to code, please. There we go. We get back to our IDE. Today I took you with me long term. I'm sorry, it's long lesson, but it's important to have the variable things together in one lesson. All right. So as we said, the rules of the naming variables. Here we have integer age equal 10, age equal 15. The compiler will take them two different identifiers or two different variables, because the first character of first variable it's a small letter, and the first character in the second identifier or variable it's a capital letter or uppercase. So the compiler, it will not give you syntax error for this because take them different identifiers. And here we have integer my age, white space, integer my, and white space and age. While I'm doing white space between the name of the variable, the compiler will give us a syntax error. As you see here, it's not acceptable in the rules of naming variables. And here we have integer my, white space, hyphen, white space, age. Also, it's not work like this. You cannot name the variable like this. And here we have integer my age underscore my underscore age. It will work like this. We can start our variable with letter or underscore, or you can put even the underscore between two words in the variable to connect them. You know, for example, here my underscore age, it's work. The compiler, it will not give you any syntax error. Here also underscore age, it's work and it's perfect. Here we have a string to name. The variable, it starts with number. We cannot start naming the variable with numbers. All right. And here we have a string name to, but we can use the numbers in the end of the variables. But in the beginning of the identifier, we cannot use numbers. In the end of the identifier, we can use numbers. Here string special character, it's at name. Compiler give us syntax error. Here also name hashtag. The compiler give us syntax error. The special character, we cannot use it in the beginning or in the end of variable names. Here we have string cells special character white space amount and semicolon. Also here the compiler give us syntax error because we use a special character and we have white space. It's not going to work. If we delete also the white space, for example, we just leave it with the special character, also it doesn't work because we cannot use special character in variable. All right. And here integer 4. Also the compiler give us a syntax error because this 4 it's a reserved word in C++. We will know what is for what is a keyword in future lessons and future courses, and we'll practice on it a lot. So here also the compiler give us with the for keyword, give us syntax error or give us error. Here integer string, we cannot also name the variable with another data type names. For example, string, it's data type. We cannot name your variable from a reserved words because string it's reserved words. And now let's get back to our slides. I'm sorry today I'm taking from slide to IDE, from IDE to slide, but as I said, we need to finish. We need to understand the variable. And now we have constants. We said the constants are variables, but they are read-only. So let us see why or how we can use constant variables. So constants, when you don't want the other or even yourself to override existing variables values, use the const. keyword. This will declare the variable as constant, which means unchangeable and read only. For example, integer my num, which means my number, my num, equal 15. My num will be always 15. Why the value it will be always 15? Because I put before integer const keyword. So the compiler will take it as read only. And if I'm trying to assign new value as I did before, when I go to change the 45 value to 25, the compiler go to the memory location, to the address, and erase the 45, replace it with 25 after I assign it a new value, after I assign my variable new value. But here, if I want to assign my variable new value, for example, from 15 to 20, the compiler will give me error, assign of read-only variable by num is not going to work, all right? So you should always declare the variable a constant when you have values that are unlikely to change. Exactly. For example, minutes per hour. Hour, it's always 60 minutes. So why you want to change it, or why you leave it in your program without you close it? So you close it with const keyword. Sometimes the developers they are beginners, or you even by yourself do some stupid mistakes by mistakes. So better to close it with const keyword. By it's always 3.14. So also use const. And now let's go to code and see how it will work if we trying to reassign a new value for const variable. Now let us see if we can reassign a new value to our variable that we located with const keyword. First, let us run this program. We'll see if it will print for us 60. Yes, it's print for us the compiler 60 because I write here cout minutes per hour. I call the variable name that it's stored inside it 60 value. So let us write our variable name minutes per hour, give it new value, for example 40. We'll see if the compiler, look, compiler give us error here. Why give us error, compiler? Because we use const here. If we take it, the compiler takes the error, so we can now reassign new value to the variable because we don't use const. So with const, the compiler will give us error. We cannot use or reassign new value to the variable with const keyword. And now the homework. The first homework we have are the following veiled variables names. Why? Write the answers with the reasons down below in the comments, please. Tell me if this variable is correct, the compiler will accept it or not. This 2x it's correct or not, you should know already. So write this answer with the reasons down below in the comments. Don't underestimate it, don't ignore it, please. Try to practice because that was going to make you a good developer. The next homework we have, the second homework we have to write for me program to print this card, line of stars, and name, put your name, all right? Age, city, country, monthly salary, and early salary. And early salary, I don't want you to go to create a variable and assign for the variable initial value, for example, 60,000, because 5,000 per month multiplied 12 is 60,000 per year. But I don't want you to create a variable for early salary. I want you to do calculation to give me the result of early salary, all right? And gender, I'm married, and if married or not, you will use it as a boolean. If it's if you wanted married, like 1 true and 0 false. All right, you should already know how to do this. And second homework today we have I want you to write program to print for me on the console screen or black screen like this: 2 plus 30 plus 10 and stars and total equals 60. I want your program calculate for me to give me the result of these numbers: 20 plus 30 plus 10, in the end 60. And in the same time, I wanted on the black screen look like this, the same shape: 20 plus 30 plus 10 and the stars and total equals 60. I wanted also to look like this, all right? And the last homework after 5 years will be 30 years old. And this 30, I want you to create for me a variable and give it initial value 25. And this 30, it's from calculation 25 that you put it in the variable that you created, plus the 5. How? Try to solve it, all right? These homeworks, especially these 3, I want you to keep them on your solution. After you solve them, I want your solution, I want you to keep it on notebook or ID, whatever. And next lesson, it will be homework, homework solution for this homework. It will be the lesson about this homework solution. All right, I will show you how to solve them in correct way, because programming, it's about ideas, like it's collecting ideas to see this developer how he solved his problems, and another developer how he solved his problems and write the programs. And more you collect ideas, more you will become a good developer. All right. Plus, there is developers, they write just the code just to write. They don't take care or don't think about something called reusability or extendability. They not think about these two things, all right, and other things. So it's better to see how the good developers solve their or write their program properly. So that was the lesson of today.